And we are back. The score all tied up 1-1 in our first match of the Friday night kickoff. Status quo and Heaven and Earth about to go into game number 3. And it sure is going to be an awesome game. Construct King of the Hill is coming up next. And here we go on Construct. Of course, there's the Rockets up top where the red guys standing. The sniper down low. The Hill can locate in one of 3 positions, either bottom, middle, up on the open street, or up on the closed street. You know how it's played. Of course, the first team to reach 250 seconds will win the game. We're getting this one started with the red-headed hero. That's Enable. He dropped +4 last game, and he's looking to make it at least +5. You know, always improve. And right now, Scott, we have a special guest in the booth. Who's sitting to your right?
Ooh, I think that's the 3-time MVP, Chris Pistola. How's it going, buddy?
How's it going with you guys?
I'm having a great time. Pistola, love having you up here in the booth, and I brought you up for this game type especially because you always put up positive numbers. King of the Hill on Construct.
I'll never do that.
So, Pistola, you guys are going to have to play the winner of this series if you get past your early rounds. What are you expecting to see out of these two teams? Who's looking better at this moment?
It's really hard to say. They're actually both really great teams so far. I'm actually just going to keep watching. I'm really excited to see who comes out on top.
All right, well, you're sitting in the best seat in the house, my friend. Enjoy the view. Right now we're watching as Enable is going to be taken down. Meanwhile, his teammates are all rushing for that hill. Assault the only one up top, and we're going to go to his screen because his teammates are dead. And you got to hear the communication. You got
pet peeve.
What's that?
I hate when a player has the ability to get sword control and he just jumps straight down to C2 and his teammates end up spawning there.
Oh,
it's just that you just can't do that. Pistola, do you ever do that? Do you stress sword control on your team?
I've done that one time. Hysteria hit me in the back of the head, and I've never done it again.
So TD does not drop?
No, we do not.
No dropping.
You get hit in the back of the head if you do that.
Hysteria's got strong hands. All right, guys, well, we're going to listen in with the Status Quo squad. These guys have the communication rolling. Let's listen in with their Astro listen-in time. Woohoo!
Hill's full shield. You're gonna no shield. No shield 3. He's got snipe. He's over street. All left guys. Get him sauce. Alright, go. Alright, yeah, lift up, gold. Lift up. I got open guy. I got open guy. I don't see anybody. Do you guys have gold? Two of them. 2 of them gold.
What's one street?
You have no help.
What street's shooting you?
Just keep running close street. Keep running close street. You have help close street.
Where's the other guy? What's your sword? Go C3.
Stay alive, Aaron. Stay alive as long as you can. Top gold, guys. Top gold. Rush gold.
Two guys lobby.
One of you guys has to rush gold.
Two guys going open. Main's gonna
Watch open gold, guys. Watch it, lobby. One shot, finish him clean. Alright, watch gold.
These snipes up.
2 dead. Open gold. 3. Arma's 1 shot, open gold. Pushing top gold. Watch someone try to. Their top gold's gone. Arma's here. 3 top gold. 3. R1. Stay alive. R1. 2 guys, yes. Stay alive. There's R2 door. Stay alive. Where's he going? Lobby. Go lobby, Ian. Go lobby. I'm coming up.
You guys know. Open street top gold.
Lifting gold. 1 shot of hill.
C3 guys, C3 on the left.
Watch O2 coming up open. Clutch.
Guys, go gold. Aaron, go gold. Alright, Aaron.
R2.
1 shot on 1.
Clutch. Nice. 3 dead. I'll get rocks. Make gold.
Stay don't die, Aaron.
We got gold.
Make gold to C2. Make gold to C2.
Watch out gold.
Still, bottom rocks.
They got top gold. Right, Mike.
Stay top gold.
Guys, close 3.
Guys,
1 shot now. Open ramp. Watch one. R1, guys.
Open ramp.
1 shot, open ramp. 1 shot. Kill a Drew.
Alright, in hill. Stay alive. Come on. Get him out of hill. There's open side. Shot hill. Come on, then. There's no little.
Go C3. You guys get over. Where are you?
C3, he's right.
All right, and we are back in, guys. We just watched Assault for a while there, and Pistola, I saw a big smile on your face. What were you liking about his gameplay?
Well, the only thing I saw that he did bad was he challenged Clutch for the triple when he could have just stayed alive and probably helped out his team more.
A glory kill.
Like, the more you stay alive, the more shots you can get into people. So that's the only thing. Just don't challenge people.
Now, Scott and I, we really haven't seen too much of Assault. He hasn't made it to the main stage with like any high-level teams. But do you know this player personally with all your practice online?
I've played with him many times because not a lot of players practice as much as they should nowadays. So we normally play like every team, any team that's on. We played Assault before, and he's actually a really good player. He's like a support role. He'll put shots on people, except for there when he's going for the triple.
And out of all the people that you're watching here on Status Quo, who are you most looking forward to playing against if they get to you guys in the winner's bracket?
I'm going to have to say Ace, our Flame Sword. Because, we used to play them all the time, in 09. And we I always have a good time when I'm playing against Aaron/Ace. He's the man.
He's a party.
Now, I got a question for you. Now, you played against them all throughout the 2009 season. You land against them all the time. What made them not be able to perform at events? Was it just the tournament pressure, or was the basement that big of an advantage for them?
I really don't think it was anything to do with the basement. It was definitely just tournament pressure, and it happens. It's happened to me before. Like right when I get on main stage, my heart's beating really fast, and I'm really excited. But then sometimes I'll miss a shot. I'm like, heart, you need to slow down. And
yeah, I was going to ask you. So when you get all amped up and whatnot for these matches, what do you do to settle yourself down?
Actually, my friend, he taught me this technique where if you breathe slower, your heartbeat will go slower.
Kind of like in the Incredible Hulk movie.
Yeah, kind of. Basically, I do that before I go to bed. If my heart's like, I'm too excited, breathe slowly, then I can go to sleep.
All right, so there's a little tip for all you out there. If you're having trouble going to sleep, breathe slow.
Well, if you're playing Halo and you're nervous too, right?
And if you're nervous playing on the main stage, breathe slow. It'll help you out. Here we go, guys. We're checking out as Naded is running the power weapons. Check him out. He's got the sniper on the ground, goes with the rockets instead. And he was looking to shoot a rocket, but no one was coming around that corner. Wisely saves it, does not give up his position, and now he's on the flank, Scott.
Yeah, and now he's going to hold down top gold. Now, a lot of teams have realized now how important top gold is because people can spawn there very often. So if you lock down top gold, that takes out a huge route, and they're forced to come up to purples.
And Pistol, I got to ask you about gold. Now, at the beginning of Halo 3, people would yell at you if you went back gold. Now, how important is it on Construct to hold?
Well, gold is definitely very important to hold, especially when someone lifts. They lift right into like where a nade can just get them one shot, an easy kill. So, especially if you're playing Hill, you definitely got to get top gold because you can spawn up there. But it's definitely more important to stay in purples if it's on the street, obviously. But if you're at gold, it just annoys the people who are in the Hill.
And now the Hill's about to move in about 50 seconds here, and it looks like Heaven Earth is now taking the upper hand when it comes to slaying. They have map control. What is going to be the key setup for them? What is the ideal setup here for a bottom hill on Construct King of the Hill?
On the bottom hill?
Yeah.
Well, you always have to have someone in sword, because when you're up top, your teammates will spawn up top. So even if you're in a purple, or if you're in sword, they're going to spawn in the purple or lobby in sword. So basically, we like to have one guy in sword, a guy in hill, and then a guy just kind of roaming around laser / open floor, closed floor, around the hill to help people, like help the hill guy when they're trying to rush the hill guy. And then sometimes we have a guy up top. We kind of like to change it around. If he's close street, the people will be like, okay, he's close street. Then the guy will move to like open street, and they'll be like, why was he here?
Just the roamers. They always roam.
Roamers.
Never know, man. 174 to 114. Heaven and Earth starting to pull away with this one. They controlled that top hill incredibly. Now the hill is on the bottom. We'll see if anyone sets up like you were suggesting. And right now, we're just going to stay on board with Naded. While we were talking, we missed Kojo. Who are you pointing at? Karma?
He's looking at the Karma.
He's looking at Karma. All right, I'll get up to him as soon as I can. He's just taken down with the beatdown, but we'll stay through his death on Karma. But Pistol, why do you want to watch him?
I think Karma's back. I've been watching him this whole time. His shot is on. He's making great decisions, and I love Ben, so I like to always watch him play.
Well, man, here he goes, cleaning up the kill on Assault, dodging the sniper rifle from Enable. And he's going to be taken out by the grenade. We'll stay on board with Karma for a little bit. Right now you had SQ trying to stay in the hill, but Flamesword was just knocked out by a grenade. Ace now trying to gather up some time. And Enable is doing work with a sniper rifle. He just got a double snipe beat down for the double kill there, opening up some time there for Ace, who's just sitting down on the hill, sitting pretty.
Yeah, and that's a big factor right here. You see Status Quo is realizing they're down. They're going to start scrapping as much hill time as possible. And that's going to be the difference maker at the end of the game.
Yeah, status quo is not out of it yet. If they don't give up, they can definitely come back and win the game.
Yeah, here we go. We have Enable going to work with that sniper again, picking up 2 headshots. Now Iron Clutch is going to be making his way to close purple, and Enable's ready for him. And where did the Clutch go?
Apparently he was taken down.
Yeah, he's dead. All right, here we go. Enable dropping all the way down from Sword with that sniper. I think he just didn't see anybody and got bored up there.
That's something players shouldn't do. If you're watching something, don't get bored with it. You're watching it because it's an important place. If you get bored and then just go roam around, that's how some players lose games for their team. So stay in Sword if you have a sniper.
Pistola, the wisdom. I love it, man.
The wisdom.
It's the reason he was a 3-time MVP. Oh, and Killer Drew stops the double kill. Heaven and Earth winning a bunch of individual battles there. Now they're chasing out the final member of SQ out of the hill. Great play from Heaven and Earth here, and now they're going to take control of the hill once again, Scott.
But you know, the difference is the status quo really overextends for this bottom hill, but Heaven and Earth get a consecutive 60 points every time the hill goes up top. And there's more top hills than there are bottom. So status quo really needs to get a nice top setup if they have any chance to win this game.
And we have the overshield in the hands of Flame Sword. He's going up gold, and he's got a rocket looking at him. Karma hits him with it, but he survives it, and now he's going to be able to get 1 rocket left. Naded's putting shots on him from open street, but Flame Sword looking to be the hero. 221 to 160. Heaven and Earth needing just 30 more seconds. Pistola, is it over for SQ? What can they do with it at this time?
It's never over. You can never think a game's over whenever you're going into a game / in the middle of a game or even at the end of a game. Basically, what they need to do right now is they're not setting up top at all. They're just roaming around. They really need to get a good setup and get a bunch of hill time in this hill if they have any chance. Look how close they're coming.
They cleared out 3. They had 2 guys in the hill. Now they're going to be watching open purple as Karma is coming up. Here comes the SQ or the H and E rush. 222 as you saw Heaven and Earth getting in the hill momentarily, but they're going to be taken down, and Ace is going to jump right back in that hill. No one able to establish top control. This one going back and forth.
But you know, you just watch Karma individually air up the hill purple and disrupt their entire setup. They really need to revamp their entire top setup if they have any hopes of winning this game type in the future.
And Clutch being so sneaky. Who are you pointing to? Killer Drew? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. There we go. Killer Drew taking his time coming up through Sword. And he's going to be double teamed by SQ. It's not easy picking players, is it?
No.
Hey, he got 1 kill, though. That's better than deaths. And we got Naded dropping down for the hill. He was the last one alive, but his teammates spawned up in Sword.
Actually, earlier when I was watching this, it said Killer Drew, and I looked at the picture, and I was like, Killer Drew looks a lot like Clutch, and you changed it to Clutch instantly. And I felt, because they both shaved their head now, and I was really confused. I thought that was a story I should share.
I love shaved heads. No, Killer Drew, known last year for his beautiful locks. They're all gone. He's got the military cut, and he was doing one-handed push-ups. Kid is pumped up for this tournament. 230 to 184. I love King of the Hill. It drags on forever. Right now, Heaven and Earth, they seem to just be racking up kills, guys. They're not going for this bottom hill. What's up?
I think they knew the Rockets were dirty. I saw Kellen make a mental note that the Rockets were dirty, and he kept his players on top of that. And that helped out this team because now they have the Rockets with 2 minutes left in the game where they would normally have it at, what time was the last rocket?
Help me out here.
Last time on the last rocket, it's 2:45.
Okay, so they get an extra 45 seconds with these Rockets.
There we go.
And that play that you just called probably won them the game.
And there they go. Heaven and Earth needing 2 more seconds. And there we go. Killer Drew is going to seal the deal with the Rockets. Heaven and Earth takes game 3.
That was a great game.
And here we go, pulling up the stats. Killer Drew putting up plus 10, going positive again. He went huge in game 1, going bigger in game 3. Karma right up there with the positive. Clutch, -8, but lots of assists. Status quo needs this game to stay alive, guys. We're going into game number 4.